High seasons are easy to navigate. You usually have a lot of friends, fair weather friends, I may say, a lot of people around you being willing to partake in the goodness of whatever you're going through in life. But when shit hits the fan, when things get real, then you start seeing life in another way. Hi guys, welcome back. How you guys doing? It's been a minute. My name is Tiki Louisa, and I come here to come and share my life and my experiences with you. In my channel, you'll find everything from music to cooking to vlogging and to tea time with tea. In tea time with tea, I talk about the tea in my life, the tea in the lives of others, the tea as far as like job search and creating a future is concerned. I've been here for a while now, and unfortunately, for the past years, I kind of slowed down on my content because I was going through a lot. But slowly, I'm getting back to where I used to be. So I thought I should come by to share a few things with you. Feel free and walk around. I'm sure you'll find something to entertain yourself with. Today, I'm going to be doing a video concerning tough times in life. It has come to my knowledge that life is seasonal, but as much as you have the high times in life, you also have the low seasons. And during those low seasons, it's very important to learn how to navigate them. We are all going through life, and everyone will get through them. Everyone will have a tough time to navigate in their life. The way you go through it is either going to make you or break you. So, since I've had a very tough season behind me, or I'm about to go past the tough season, I'm here to share a few things which help me to keep my head afloat. Now, the things which I did, I noted them down. So if you see me like looking down, it's just me looking down my diary. First things first, I started therapy. Yes, I started therapy because I realized there was a lot which I could not reconcile. As far as friendships were concerned, as far as my personal relationship were concerned, I realized that I had so many questions and I didn't have answers. And sometimes you are not able to talk about certain deep topics with other people without them feeling like you're just a downer. A lot of people are good when the going is good. They're there to chit chat and joke with you and all that. But when it comes to real deep conversations, there are only few people I can have deep conversations with in a safe way. And therapy for me was one of those outlets where I could be safe and I could express myself safely without fear of judgment. And I could like tussle my ideas with a therapist. And being in therapy has helped me to correct a lot of things which I had wrong in my life. Like there were times which I thought that maybe I was the problem, but I wasn't really the problem. Being in therapy has helped me to become grounded in who I am and to have a better and deeper conviction of my values. I don't treat them now for nothing, and that is all due to therapy. I know where I stand, what's mine, what's not mine, whose problem I can take on my shoulder, and whose problem I wouldn't take on my shoulder. And when I'm taking someone's problem on my shoulder, I know that I'm only doing it as a favor and not because it's because they're not because they're entitled to it. Does that make sense? So I had to like learn how to like have boundaries. I had to learn how to be grounded in myself. I had to learn how to, despite everything that was tossing me left and right, become very much centered. And that's why I started therapy. It's been helpful, and I've been in it now for 4 years. 4 years, guys. And talking about therapy, when I'm done with this video, I'll be going to therapy. Okay. The second thing I did was I had to draw closer to God. Drawing closer to God was very important to me because faith is like the base, one value which I have, which makes me as a person. So I had to understand, because when things started going wrong in my life, sometimes as Christians, or if you believe in God, you might think that simply because you believe in God, things are going to go smooth, but that's not the case. So my having to draw near to God had to like was very helpful to me. It taught me about the nature of God. It taught me about how he uses adversity to shape the people he has chosen. It taught me how, despite the fact that you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, he is there with you. It taught me how his love and peace doesn't remain even when I'm in the midst of a storm. And that also helped me to become very centered in myself, very assured in who he is, and to be able to rest in him to a certain extent. Of course, it's an ever um, evolving process of me getting to know myself and me getting to know God. But in this period of my adversities, I really had to hold fast onto him because he was a solid ground in which I could stand. He was one thing that I could try to like that could center me more than any other thing. I'll say this, those two things, being centered in myself and being centered in God, those were really, really crucial in how I went through this tough season in my life. Because if you don't know yourself, then you fall for anything. But when you know yourself, then you know what to stand for. And if you don't know God, or if you don't have any faith, then you fall for anything as well. But when you know God, then you know the truth about yourself. You know that though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will fear no evil. You know that though the weapons may form, they will not prosper. And yes, you would have to repeat these things to yourself and believe in them and hold on to them. But only in knowing God and knowing His character that you're able to repeat these things and hold on to them. So, yeah, those two things really, really were helpful to me. In the process of me going through everything I went through, I read my Bible from page to page, and I've started all over from the beginning, and I'm going through it again. And thank God for the Holy Spirit and the fact that He's been drawing me close to God and teaching me more about God, because I really, really needed it. It has helped me a lot. So if you're still like wavering in your faith, I think faith is one thing that really helps people, especially when they're going through tough times. And you should consider believing in something. If you don't believe in Jesus yet, you should try him out. Read the Bible, check up on ChatGPT about him. There's an extensive knowledge about Jesus Christ out there. I'm a Christian. I believe in him, not just because I was brought up in a Christian home, but because times like the times I went through has taught me that he is the one, and that he holds me down, and that he loves me. Okay, enough about that. The next thing which I did ties down to what I talked about initially. I had got a spiritual mentor. And God knows I wasn't going out there looking for a spiritual mentor, but God knew that I needed one. So He sent one my way, and this mentor was able to like hold me down, hold me accountable, encourage me, speak words of life into me. Generally, when you're going through a tough season, you need people who can speak life into you. Life is all about energy. Some people can drain the energy out of you and speak death into you, and some people can also speak life into you. So choose wisely the counsel you keep during the period when you're going through tough times. Even the Bible says life and death are in the power of the tongue. Don't underestimate what you say to yourself, what you say about yourself, and what people say to you and what they say about you. It's very, very crucial that you find people who can speak life to you if you're going through a tough time. So thank God for my spiritual mentor. I really, really appreciate the fact that I met her during this season. She also grew me into becoming the woman I am right now, not just spiritually but mentally. She strengthens me. The Bible says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. She definitely sharpened me. Now, the fourth thing I did was become my own friend. In getting to know yourself, one thing which you also need is to become your own friend. And that's one lesson which I'm learning in therapy every day. How to advocate for myself, how to be my own friend. If your friend is going through a tough time, what are you going to tell them? Are you going to be like, you're going through all this because you know this, and that? No, you're going to try to like encourage them. You're going to try to be there for them. You put in things for them to feel better. And it's the same thing you're supposed to do for yourself. Be there for yourself. Put things in place to make yourself feel better, because you are your own friend. The number one friend you have before any other friend in this world is you. And if you can't be your friend, then I don't know. I don't know, because there comes a time in life when no one will be near you, but you would have to stand up for yourself before others join you in your quest. Stand up for yourself. Be your friend. Be your own friend. Now, the fifth thing which I did was I made a conscious effort to count my blessings. I know when things are going bad, the last thing you want to do is to be positive or act as if things are just good. I'm not advocating for that. That's toxic positivity. But in therapy, one thing I learned was glass half full and half empty. We can take time to appreciate the glass, accept the fact that it's empty. But in accepting the fact that it's empty, which is all the things which are not going right, we can also say, oh, there is some water in it. And we can take time to dwell on that little content which we find in the glass. We can count the fact that we are healthy, we can walk, we can talk, we can run, we breathe air without help. We don't have to depend on any medication for the most part. I know each and everyone has one or two things they're battling with, but it's not like you're sitting down somewhere in an intensive care unit and you have to be dependent on machines to live. So there's a lot to be grateful for, even in the midst of our troubles. So I had to make a conscious effort to think about all the good things which I have going on for me. The fact that I have my voice, I have my eyes, my fingers, my toes. It sounds like nothing, but trust me, if you lose one finger today, then you would be grateful for the fact that you had that finger to begin with. So sometimes we just become so oblivious of how blessed we are because we take things for granted. But during this period when I was going through tough times, I learned to go to the basics and to count them each time. Each time I was feeling down, I sat down and I counted the things in my life which were going good, and I saw that I was indeed blessed. Two things can be true at the same time. The glass can be half full, but it can be half empty. Now, since both of them are true, you can decide to focus on the part which will help you, the part which is going to bring you life, the part which is going to strengthen you, and that is the glass half full. Take time to count your blessings today. Don't ignore them. Even if the blessing is just the fact that you woke up today, trust me, it's better than being dead. So yeah, I counted my blessings. The sixth things which I did was I rested. I rested. We underestimate the power of rest. We go through life most of the time as if we are in a haste or we are in a competition or we are, I don't know, we just keep sprinting from one thing to another, one project to another without giving ourselves the time to rest. But during this period when things slowed down to me, during this period when things slowed down for me, I was forced to rest. I was forced to just take a step back and to appreciate life for what it is, to wake up slowly and go slowly, to enjoy the day the way it was. Even on days when I didn't have much to do, I learned how to focus on the basic things. Just the fact that I've woken up, I'm able to eat, I'm able to go out and work out. I rested. And it was kind of strange, I wouldn't lie, having to rest initially because I was so fast paced. Like, I didn't have no time for myself. But God knows I needed this period to rest. My health was on a downward spiral because I was not paying attention to any other thing but my goals. But during this period where things slowed down for me, I took time to reprioritize things, and rest was top of my priority. Yeah. So, whatever you're doing in life, take time out to rest. It's important. Your body needs it. We have just one body. Don't run it down to the point of burnout, because once it goes to the point of burnout, it becomes very difficult to get back to normal. So take time out to rest. You deserve it. You work hard. Anybody who works hard deserves rest. I know in this society we live in at this point of time, it's like people have 5 jobs, everybody is just reaching out for the next thing on the list to do. But life is not all about a list. Life is not about your personality is not defined by who you are on paper. you know when all that's said and done, when all the papers are put to the side, who are you as a person. So take time out to rest. Take time out to honor the body which God gave you, which is helping you do all the things you're doing. So the seventh thing I did, of course, is tied to number one and number two of becoming more centered. I recentered my energy and invested in myself. Yes, I went for my fitness classes more often. I just recentered my energy, the energy that I used to pour out to others, the love, the attention, the time. You know, sometimes people don't just appreciate it that you're there for them. You know, you travel miles for them, you're there for them when they're celebrating or when they're having tough times. They don't just appreciate it, they take it for granted. And sometimes you become burnout when you keep doing such things. So I had to learn that that energy which I was pouring out there, which was not appreciated, I had to pour it into myself. So I had to be there for myself. I had to spend time with myself. I went for my fitness classes, as I said, spend time doing things which just brought down or calmed down my nervous system, you know. And it taught me to appreciate myself. And that ties with not just me being recentered, but me being a friend to myself. All that energy, I poured it into myself. So yeah. The eighth thing I did was I gave myself grace. Yeah. I know we all have like things which we think we need to do, places we need to be, and goals we need to achieve. But it's not in our hands when or how we get to do those things. We might have plans, but at the end of the day, those plans are not all up to us. There are a lot of factors out there which are going to affect the plans you have, which are not within your control. So when that happens, when you have a plan and it doesn't go as you wish for it to go, you need to give yourself grace. Don't give up on yourself. Appreciate yourself for all your efforts, all your hard work. If things didn't work out, it's not because you were being lazy. It's just because maybe it wasn't your time, or it's not meant for you, or you're being redirected to something else, you know. So give yourself grace, even when things don't go the way you think they should do. Yeah. So those were eight things which I did. And ninth, I got myself a pet. Yeah, I got myself a pet. Pets are a ball of joy. They remind you to be present. They love you unconditionally. And because I had been through a season where I received a lot of conditional love, and for the most part, what I was giving out wasn't being reciprocated. The pet for me was like a source of life, of joy, someone who came and poured in unconditionally into my life too, you know. So I gave myself what I wish other people would have given me, and the pet also gave me that. So I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you. As I said, we all go through tough times, but tough times, they make you, they shouldn't break you, you know. They say when the going get tough, the tough get going. It's okay if you go slow as long as you go. Don't stop, don't blame yourself. Nine, don't do that. You've been putting in so much, you've been working day and night, and it might not work out right now, but it's definitely going to work out. So give yourself grace. I hope this video was helpful to you. Share it with anybody you feel might be going through a tough time. Thumbs up the video if you found it interesting or helpful in any way, shape, or form, so that YouTube can be able to recommend it to other people. And I'll definitely be back here. I'm trying to be more consistent this year, at least as I'm getting back into my energy, into my groove, and all that. I'll definitely be back here more often making content. And please subscribe. I need you to grow my channel. Thank you so much for sticking with me till the end, and I wish you a great day. Bye.